everybody, welcome to another recap of The Amazing Race. Last week they were in Bangladesh. This week they're in Bangladesh. James got some bad news. James, aka The Rocker, got some bad news. Via Skype, actually. His wife told him that his dad had stage 4 cancer. So, total bummer, but more motivation to do well in the race and try and win it. So, like I said, they're staying in Bangladesh. They had to go to a market and find the eggplant dealer. Their eggplants look weird. It doesn't look like ours at all. Let me just take issue with the Twinnies. Twinnie! They're a little bit racist. They kept saying to the cab driver that they had to beat the Goras, meaning the white people. But don't get offended, it's not derogatory. How is that not derogatory to want to beat all the white people? It's just really weird. I'm sorry. Josh and Brent, they were overwhelmed this whole episode, but it all began when they couldn't find a taxi right away. They just looked totally lost. Totally. So the next part was you had to go meet under this bridge, and it's a roadblock. You had to build a scale out of 3 pieces of bamboo, you know, the old, with rocks and sticks, measure it up so that they are equal. It was really kind of difficult, especially because it's freaking an oven in that country. So Brent, again, had scale trouble, and he couldn't figure out that the things that hold the weights and the sticks, they had to go on a certain way, and he kept getting it wrong. And when they are so close like that, you just feel so bad. You just want to say, like, no, just turn that over. But he eventually figured it out, but not before he got dehydrated, so he had to rehydrate. It's very debilitating to be dehydrated, so I'm glad he didn't die. Detour time. It's either straw dogs or bamboo jungle. So straw dogs was you had to get these long, I want to say sheaths, but like long strings of jute and process it the old-fashioned way by hitting it against this like clump of spikes and like combing it through and then knotting it and bundling it up, and when you got enough for a bundle you had to take it to the factory and let them make bags out of it. Really intense. Bamboo jungle, you had to collect bamboo poles in varying lengths and deliver them by rickshaw to the builder. Alright, so the only people who did the jute one was Abby and Ryan. And it was not easy, and it was friggin' hot in there, and it was indoors, so sometimes I think being indoors is hotter than actually being outdoors in the sun. James and Abba were hitting everybody with their bamboo sticks. That's what I thought at first, until I saw the Twinnies. They hit the cameraman with theirs, and then they even broke their bike. They broke the chain off of their bike, and then Lexi hit Rob in the face. Wasn't expecting that, and then it seemed like pretty much everyone was whacking people with their sticks. I think maybe one of the only ones that wasn't really being totally careless was James and James. But they really weren't paying attention as much as they should, because when they got to the bamboo check-in place, they didn't have the right amount of bamboo. So they actually had to go back and pick it up and then bring it back, which really sucked because James, one of the Jameses, was totally like defeated. He was like just dehydrated. I don't know where they got cold water from, but they managed to pour it all over him, and he got a second wind, and he was able to recover from that. But that's pretty devastating because they had to drag that rickshaw through sand and everything, and it was very devastating. And Josh and Brent, they finally caught up a little bit, and then they got to the bamboo thing, and what did they find? A goat. Oh, it was a sign for them, so it was really cute too. Pit stop time. James and Abba They came in first place and they won a trip for two to the Malaysian rainforest. Pretty awesome trip. Then Abby and Ryan came in second, and Ryan acted like such a D-bag. He really did. And Phil was like, hey, what's the matter you? And he was like, I wanted to be first. And Phil's like, whoa, son, you're putting too much pressure on Abby. If I were you, Abby, I'd run away. All right, Natalie and Nadia came in third, Rob and Kelly in fourth, in fifth, Trey and Lexi, in sixth, the Jameses. Now, James, the one who looks like Shepard Smith from Fox News, he was having a rough day. And when he came into the pit stop area, you had to go through like this gate. He, I guess, hit his backpack or something, and it made him wipe out. And freaking Phil is up there laughing. The guy has been devastated, decimated, dehydrated. And Phil, you're laughing at him? Come on. At least he wasn't eliminated. All right, so they came in sixth place. And in seventh place, aka last place, was Josh and Brent. But kids, don't worry. Your favorite gays are going to be back next week because it's a non-elimination leg. They're going to have to do a speed bump next time. In Istanbul, Turkey. Yeah. They're going to go to the spa from hell. It looked like the masseuses were beating the crap out of them. So that should be quite interesting. Till next time, much love.